Hello and welcome to Gaming the Meadow, where your three typical degenerates talk about a work in progress, just like the three hosts of us, which we
Mm.
have Daniel, Waging Commando Howlett, Alex, Upgrade Booksell, and me, the host the most, Adam Buki Bukasell. Today we'll be discussing the newest showcase that demonstrates the Bard archetype. Two out of three of us have watched it. This is two times in a row this has happened, but that's fine. We'll fire him eventually. Today we have a meta breaking event as ourselves, for ourselves too, because my two co-hosts here are actually going to their own music events and they're going to be cosplaying as bards. Chasing the Summer is right around the corner, and that's the degenerate music event of the year, and these two are going to be the most degenerate over the weekend. So, fellas, how are we doing?
It is fucking great. Couldn't be better. Yeah.
So, biggest news that came out of the showcase wasn't actually the Bard update. It was the Alpha 2 release dates, and it's in October, so it's a 1 month away from their quarter 3 announcements. Uh, Are we excited that we actually got a date? How do we feel about the October date?
I know.
It's perfect because I'm gonna be busy doing things.
Of
Yeah,
course.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Like
Thank you,
to
Alex.
finally actually. I'm pumped to actually try this game that they've been fucking pulling our fucking chains about for
Well,
so
yeah, no
long.
criticism in the live stream, okay?
I do like. I did notice on the video they did say they don't have an NDNA on it, so
NDNA,
there's gonna
NDA,
NDA. Sorry,
NDA.
DNA, NDA.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Your neural assignment. There you go. Anyway.
Anyways, like I was saying, not having an NDA really shows that, like, hey, they just want people to try this game and watch it and just get more people active on it, right? So
Yeah.
their viewership on this game is going to skyrocket again, right? So
Yeah, especially in October. And like it's the big hype releases. Like September and October are usually the it's the time of year where all the games come out,
yeah,
and they're right in the thick of it. So the marketing itself will just carry it up too. But again,
yeah.
they're not really worried about the marketing at all. Are we? How many of us are going to play it on our own accounts?
Oh, I'm
Um,
stealing a
Just,
friend's. I'm
just
stealing a
me, eh?
friend's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't sell a bike to get it, so it's fine.
well, unless they just give me one, then yeah.
Well, he said there's going to be opportunities to buy one. You don't have to buy it for the previous Alpha 2 price, I don't think, but you got a lot more things with that
You have to
package.
buy them.
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
They're yeah.
How much is it?
Right now,
I don't know.
it's not.
It's
It's
not out.
unavailable right now.
Yeah. So he's having
The
Steven's having an AMA on August 11th for all Alpha 2 questions. And we can
and roadmaps, and he's gonna
Oh
do
yeah, the Alpha
You
roadmaps.
2
better give me
roadmap.
like some kind of weird, like overpowered passives for buying alpha.
Oh, I got
Well,
it.
No,
I
get
have
paid when baby.
yeah, he
I
gets a
have the
boat
over.
first.
Yeah, I do get a boat.
He gets
What else do I get? I get name reserve. I get 9 months of game time and like $100 of in-store credit.
indoor
I
credit,
think.
whatever it is,
Yeah, the
and
name
V-Bucks?
res.
pets,
Uh,
and did you get the pet
we
too?
get pet
And
skins. I got a pet mount, freehold, and armor
yeah, some
cosmetics.
kind of armor. Yeah,
I got the samurai one, so I'm going to be even more Asian than that
Wow.
guy. I know,
and that guy.
but
Oh, colonizer.
Colonizer. Of course, our first segment, the best segment. We'll just move right into it because we actually all did our homework this week and it wasn't rushed.
Good job. Woo, good job, team. We're doing better.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Get it. Oh, the PowerPoint's showing at him.
Yeah, I
Quick,
know.
fix it.
Oh
Our views
no.
are dropping.
The views, yeah. There it is. Okay.
Or I'll respond to chat if there's any chats here.
Chaps. It's still so today today we have the bard, the Tell Swords Daniel archetype, and the bow singer. Daniel sent me his shit and I decided to change a little
Um,
bit of it because it fits
immediately
better.
delete
What? What? It's not good.
it.
No,
For you?
it just fits better as the Tell Sword class and not the bard solo class. So
All right.
first
Well,
myself, we're gonna do mage. Uh, split focus is the skill called. Sheath your weapon or weapons if you're dual wielding, and nullify the stats of the weapons to split your focus into two. Having split your focus, an archwizard can cast any two spells simultaneously. So you sacrifice stats to cast two spells at the same time, essentially. So
ooh.
both channels.
With that, I was like, can you do like two different channeling? Like if you had,
Yeah.
or do you have to do like one channeling and one instant? Like
No, you can do
kind of.
two any spells on the hotbar. So
No,
you can channel two
okay.
things. I actually got
I'm
the
not
idea
gonna.
from this book I'm reading. It's called The Beginning After the End. And the main character at near the end, he gets this ability where he can like split his mind into like multiple different layers. So it's like that would be actually
Oh, okay.
a cool thing. But I don't know if nullifying your stats is a good thing or not, just because you know it's but I feel like it'd be
Who
too
knows, man?
overpowered. Yeah.
Uh, well, what's gonna be the premise? Like, if you can get through your spells, you just become like a bursty class.
Yeah, this
And
is
if you
more
survive the burst, like cooldowns are a thing still. It's not like you're just like fucking
yeah. I was thinking
blowing
it's
your
just
load
like
every time.
yeah, it changes that dynamic of the mage to be like a one shot mage instead of like the long channel. I feel like
Oh yeah.
the archetype that we've seen, the mage archetype that we've seen right now is more of an artillery mage where they fire like a lot of spells in an area. Whereas what's a good example? Mm.
Almost like the ranger where you're just like rapid fire fucking do 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 and then like some AoE spells
Yeah,
kind of thing.
for me it's like the difference between a mortar and a cannon. Like a mortar is like you keep shoot, you fire, and a cannon is just or like a trebuchet type deal.
Oh,
Like a
trebuchet, yeah.
trebuchet, you like big hit and then big hit and then big hit. Whether and then I feel like in other games, mages are like one shot kings where
Or
they're
burst
not,
fucking
or yeah, or like burst kings. So I feel like this is pushing it closer to the burst side,
They
whereas
they should make like a baby Gronk subclass.
baby Gronk.
did you go out last
What?
night?
Huh?
Did you go
No.
out?
Why?
Oh, Jesus, you're just off today.
Yeah, I'm just
Well, because he didn't do his homework.
He
I
did.
never do my homework.
Oh yeah, I
He did a
forgot.
little.
We're
He did.
sponsored by Sun. We're sponsored by Sunny D. I
I'm just
forgot.
here to smile and say dumb shit. So you know.
How do you?
Okay, cool.
How do you think? What do you think about this, Daniel?
What?
I
Like the
I yeah. What do you
My
think about the
skill.
mage?
Yeah.
This
um
archmage.
I mean, I haven't really looked at too many of their abilities, but it'd be cool if they had more like utility stuff. Like World of Warcraft has like a bunch of that,
Yeah.
where
Well,
they
what do
could
you think
like,
about my utility school skill?
I
So,
I
okay.
it
What
could.
was it?
Anyways.
No, I mean it makes sense. I would probably rather play that kind of mage versus like whatever they got going on right now. So
Yeah, I feel the mage that they have right now feels a bit slow, but hopefully the archetypes can fix it.
Yeah.
Um, Okay,
Well, the
we'll
bard can apparently. Fuck.
Yeah, there's some skills in
Fuck
there
me.
that's just like, oh Jesus.
Um,
Next up, Alex, the Ranger Bard Bow Singer.
yeah,
Mark of the Clef. Mark your target with a clef. The mark increases the target's cooldown of their next X skills. Ooh. So
yeah. So I was like, I really like the new marks for Rangers. I think that's really cool. And I was like, well, if you add a bard, you should do like almost like add like you know, in uh fucking Naruto, where that sound lady was using those bells to like disturb you, like disrupt you a little bit. So I kind of got it from that. So when you shoot them, like it increases your cooldowns. So every time, if you can still use the spell, but that next time you cast it, it's like a 5 or 10% longer cooldown.
yeah, that
I
fuck
think
up
that'd
some
be
rotations.
right. I think, and it's not like super diminutate. Like I don't want like
Diminishing.
50%. I don't want like 50% increase. So you have a 2-minute skill. Now you can't fucking use it.
Yeah, like
Okay, I'll just
fireballs
hang
5
out here.
minutes.
Yeah, like you're
Fireball
screwed.
becomes like 2 hour long cooldown.
Yeah, yeah. But it's more for like crowd control. Like if you can't, no one's gonna come at you if they don't have their spells up or their abilities up.
Yeah.
So it's like a semi crowd control kind of
And
ability.
it also like puts into the player's mind that they have to keep a track of cooldowns when they're PvPing, right? It's like, okay,
Yeah,
so you use this one. If I hit him with Mark of the Clef, I won't. I have a larger window, right?
yeah.
So, I like it. It's
And
very unique.
I don't
I've never seen somebody like another person's skill affect somebody else's cooldowns. Like, I mean, there's silence and stuns where you can't use abilities, but to actually
never.
affect a cooldown of ability, it's a
Yeah,
bit different.
I got some cool ideas sometimes. Hey Daniel, what do you think, Daniel? It's all
What
right.
do you think?
It's all right.
I,
Or is it
It's
okay?
it's
I-
pretty cool.
Ooh, I got a pretty cool from Daniel. Fuck yeah, I'm winning.
Yeah.
Winning.
Yeah, fuck you, Adam.
Okay.
Fucking nerd.
Nerd.
Hey, I'm trying my best here. Okay,
All right, what about my ability that you fixed because it wasn't good enough for you, huh?
I didn't fix it. I just put it in a different category. I just put it in the tell sword. So, Daniel's got the bard fighter skill. Uh, he didn't give me a name, so I named it comedic melody. Nearby players are
Oh,
effective.
sorry. I thought.
That's
Sorry.
a good one.
I was
That's a
thinking
good one.
something completely different. I thought you said chlamydic, like chlamydia.
Oh,
Chlamydic melody. I'm like, excuse me. Wow. Okay. Now
Which
that's
kind
a
of makes
party.
sense. Nearby players are effective with comedic melody, which is actually it's hilarious that you didn't watch the bar showcase, and this what you told me fits so well within the
Oh, does
bard.
it kind of overlap a spell
yeah.
already? Or?
No, it doesn't
No.
overlap. It just fits really
Oh.
well. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
so comedic melody enemies take damage while standing still, and friendly players that move receive a damage buff, or it could be heal. So so we'll get into it when we start talking about the bard, but the bard's one of the main mechanic is that it plays a melody and it's like a passive melody. I think they last 60 seconds or 30 seconds, I forget.
30.
But
30.
but it's a giant radius around the bard, and if you're within that radius, you get a certain buff. So I thought you did watch it when you sent me this because I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
he's.
thought so too. I was like, fuck, guys. He did
I
his
was like,
homework.
thank God.
They finally watched one. Nope.
Yeah.
He did it. He did it, man.
But no, he did it. But no, it
But
fits really well. Do you want to? Where does inspiration come from?
his abilities.
Honestly, it just came to mind in like 2 seconds. I was like, hey, it would be pretty cool if they had like a.
I got it.
I'm like, hey, I got it. I
Hey,
just
you're
started.
pretty cool.
Hey, pretty cool. Hey.
Uh,
I don't know. It just seems to make sense. I mean, obviously, it'd be AOE around the bard,
Yeah.
and then maybe like there'd be two Well, I guess that'd be too complicated. Well, basically what I said, players that are moving on your side
Yeah,
would get a buff or something because they're doing
allies.
doing the fucking Fortnite dances or whatever, and then enemies that are standing still. I don't know, maybe damage. I
Yeah,
think
because it plays it so like if
it's
you're not
it's
dancing, you're not.
they're suppressing. They want to dance so hard that their brain is hurting
Yeah.
that they're standing still. So
Well, you could stun somebody and then they're not moving, and then they get
well, that's
damage
what
in
I'm
that
saying. It
area.
would combo well with stuff like that. So
Yeah. And actually I put it in the fighter category because I you probably forgot, but the fighter has a mechanic called lacerate, where one of the abilities, if you hit them with lacerate, when they move, they take damage. So this is like the opposite. So you're 2 for 2 with
I
archetypes.
guess, but like I feel like it's a completely different thing though, because
It
you're
is
just like,
completely different, but I'm just complimenting you on how well you got
You
thank you.
did something.
Yeah, thank you.
the
I no, it
Fuck.
was it was a pretty good one this time. Hey,
yeah, it was a pretty good one.
yeah, I come up with the best ideas under pressure. Give me 3 seconds and I can.
Alex's Tinder profile is probably my favorite skill name
Oh
though.
yeah.
So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the fucking harpoon.
yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
The whale hunters. Anyways,
Let's keep this body positive, okay?
so that was the skill diff. Now we'll go into the bread and butter of today's topic, the Bard showcase. For those of us that watched it, what did we think about the Bard?
Just like we said, it's gonna be fucking overpowered.
Yeah, actually,
uh,
let's compare. I have some like notes about last time. We said that one thing, it's either in PvP support the support role typically is either too strong, in PvE seems like useless in a lot of games because a lot of games kind of provide you with the self-sufficiency. So where do you think this fits, Alex?
like for between PvE and like what we said, I
Yeah.
think we hit the I think we hit the nail on the coffin. Like the the speed burst you get is ridiculous. The fact that it stuns, it can stun, stagger, and chill, like almost freeze, all in its kit.
Yeah.
It's literally got every stagger or whatever. It's a total party synergy. I'm kind of upset they didn't say anything about like what the bards can do outside of combat. They didn't really specify
Oh
anything.
yeah, the role
Like,
playing aspect.
yeah, I was kind of hoping like when we talked about it that we I think it was I said maybe they have better they get like cheaper stuff like cuz they're just more charismatic or whatever.
Yeah, really playing
I
into the D&D class of
aspect of
bard.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it'll give the class a little more like I mean if you just give it a stupid kit, everyone's going to play it cuz if everyone got a burst of speed like that, just going one level after, like a fighter bard gets a speed burst like that, it's
Yeah.
it's a game changer. Mobility is like 50% of a mobile game, like MMORPGs.
Mobile game.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to
Sorry,
play this.
not mobile games. Sorry, no
Yeah, straight to
MMORPGs.
iOS. Download this now.
Yeah, it's gotta. Everyone get it on Snapchat. No,
Yeah,
kidding. Fuck.
yeah,
Do
it's
I
on
need to
Snapchat.
do I
Get
need
it
to
on
pay
Snapchat.
money for energy so I could play for
Yeah,
2 hours?
you can actually only use 3 skills a day,
Oh shit.
and
There's a
you have to pay for more
Great.
skills.
Yeah, you're only allowed one dance, one melody, and one song,
Yeah, you have to pay to
or
unlock more.
It's
What?
I don't think it's a
So
song story.
yeah, it's like
Story.
song, dance, and story. So that like ties into kind of what I was gonna do is explain it to those who haven't seen it. Basically, the bard has 3 major skill categories: melodies, dances, and stories or sagas. And the melodies are the AoE team-wide buffs or damage effects. There's 4 of them. 3 of them. I mean, there's 5 of them. 4 of them buff. 1 of them does damage. So that's where like comedic melody could be another damaging tool. But then he has like the Barda has a dash that like the sliding thing, which was really cool. And
Mm-hmm.
then they have the dances, which are a short channel, big buff. So it's kind of big buff, small buff, and they also do a bunch of different effects, but they look really cool. And then the sagas are, um, if you use them 3 times, you get like saga counters. Actually, exactly like
Oh
Magic the
yeah.
Gathering, where like the card, like a saga card, every turn you get a new effect, and after the third, if you have 3 saga counters, you basically do it's like your ultimate type thing.
Yeah.
So,
What weapons do they even use? Do they just hit people over the heads with fucking loots and shit, or
well,
what?
this is one thing I wanted to bring up. The the bard in this showcase used the spell book, but they can use any weapon. Any class can use any archetype can use any weapon, but like obviously
Oh,
some will be better with others. But
I totally do that.
the spell book on the bard looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. It looks so sick.
Yeah,
I love the
it
animations
does.
on the spell book.
Yeah, it looks so good. And this was the first showcase of the spell book, so really,
Yeah. This is the best. I think this is the best like book weapon in gaming.
Can I use a two-handed axe as a bard?
you
Yeah.
can instead, Daniel, if you're a cleric and you can use a book and call it the Holy Bible, and you can just beat people with the Bible.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
wanna, I wanna.
Right? Right? Like you can be a
Role play.
Jehovah Witness
You can be
in.
a Jehovah's Witness.
I want to have a great axe so I could
Oh, Jesus Christ! Bang!
use it as as an air guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
the bards also use flutes, violins, and then the drums.
Yeah,
Currently,
so
are the only three.
they have an instrument and a weapon. So the weapon is different from their instrument. But yeah, they can pick a different instrument and and the music that they
what instruments do they have available?
The
viol
three I just listed.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I
They
mean,
don't have a
it
they don't have a DJ.
Wow.
They don't have a DJ controller.
they don't have
Nah,
a
yeah, you can use
turntable.
the drums. You can use the drums, and then we'll put a skin in it for you, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, if you
Alright.
sign up now for the mobile version, you get a free DJ set.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sick. Damn.
You get a free SSR plus 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 DJ set.
Wow.
Yeah. But
With real light.
but I don't I wish you would have watched just a tiny bit of it. I mean, it's playing in the background or it's playing on stream right now. But I think Daniel, the one thing that you and I said was that it has to be aesthetically pleasing. And I think this is probably
You think they nailed it?
it's probably the most aesthetically pleasing bard we've seen. And they even had the audio engineer on this uh
Ooh.
on the
Okay.
showcase, and he was saying that like they live well, I don't think he was saying it, but they have compositions for each skill. There's actual music that tries to blend into the background, and it blends into like the biomes
Yeah,
that you're in, right? So
that's super cool.
they're really taking a focus on like the audio aspect of the bard and the visual aspects. Like the colors that they use are incredible here. I think they're in the right direction for
You want
sure.
to do this shit.
Yeah.
The during the gameplay though, there wasn't like a wow factor. I don't know, Alex. Do you think there was like a oh my god? It doesn't feel like
You know what?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I was watching it, and the best. I think I liked it better. Uh, it's not super like it's not Lost Ark. Lost Ark, you can't even find your character sometimes. Like how
Yeah,
AOE and and like I think Lost Ark has
Yeah,
like
but
one of the
that's
best spell like looking wise.
yeah,
I think this is nice, clean, and simple with beautiful colors, and with the sound, with the music coming in on the backgrounds, kind of ties it together really nicely. I
yeah.
like it. The screen's not full of fucking jibber jabber. You know what you're looking at. oh, okay, that guy turned red. Okay, I kind of know what that's a buff skill. Oh, the bard turned blue. Everyone's got a buff skill now, or a debuff skill, or whatever it is, right? They really color coded it very nicely, I think. So for PvP, it's gonna be nice, I think.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Daniel?
I don't know. I'm just kind of watching the preview. You said it was like 10 minutes. This shit's like an hour and 52 minutes, dog.
Well, there's people that make 10-minute long videos
Recaps.
that recap it.
No.
You could have
Like, you think I have 2 hours? Like, I'm busy doom scrolling and shit.
yeah, I know. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
millennial, fucking millennial.
I'm
Jesus.
busy.
But
LOL.
but yeah, I think I would have liked to see a bit more. I mean, they're only level 10 in this showcase, so you can't ask
Yeah,
for the fucking moon, right, of the entire archetype. But
I'm
what they
I'm digging how they do dances and shit. That's sick. You could do like
yeah.
can you do the orange justice and shit or what?
Well, there's this one. I don't know if you
Dude, if they hands down, if the bard could do the orange justice in this game, I would spend $300,000. I would take out a loan just to fucking like
just so you get orange justice, people.
yeah.
I
That'd
mean,
be actually a cool little like, hey, instead of this dance, it switches to this dance, like
that's a
instead
lot
of
of fucking work.
Cash shop?
like
Oh, buddy,
like a
you,
cash
you
shop
play your ass.
skin, like
I
a
would spend
cash shop
$10 on that
skill
and
skin. Infant. Hey, Ashes Creations, you got your fucking sponsor right here. Here you go.
Cash shop bard animations.
Yeah, man.
do the gritty and shit. Oh
Do the
yeah.
gritty.
Just a bunch of
Just
Fortnite dances.
just a bunch of twerking. Just everyone's just showing their ass. Like, eh.
That might break some immersion. But one of the skills that's pretty funny that Daniel would like is you can throw a tomato at people and like
Oh
debuff
yeah,
them, like the rotten tomato.
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know when your
You
actors do
know,
bad on
the more
stage.
and more I hear about the bard, I think I might actually play one.
I think the bard
Not gonna
like
lie.
it goes right up your alley, to be honest. It's so
Dude, you
I would either play a bard or well, I was saying I'd play like a fighter ranger before, but I always play that in like every game. So
you
maybe
gotta
it'll be
do a
good.
bard rogue. I think a bard rogue would be really strong.
I think
the
that's a
trick
Charlotte, isn't it?
the trickster.
The trickster.
What about so what's the difference between having a class as your primary versus your secondary?
So your primary class will give you the skills that you'll interact with, and then the secondary class will augment those skills.
Oh, okay, I see.
So that's why.
Interesting.
So if we look at so they have one of the skills on the bottom, like if you can see number 4 or number 5 on
The triple note.
yeah, the triple note, menacing melody. If you were to pick the fighter class, you can augment that skill into comedic melody. So the skill will still act the same relatively, but the effects might be a bit different.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, honestly, if this game comes out before I'm dead, I might play a bard.
I might switch your icon then to Bard.
You should. You should.
But
And the other part was it's like the teleport. Like if you pick a wizard, like your dash becomes like a teleport sometimes. Like it really changes how the whole thing plays too.
yeah, it does change quite a bit. I'm trying to think of a game that kind of does the same style. I know that like
What do you
arcade.
think? What do you think the rogue bard abilities would be? Or
So
what
the
do you
rogue
think?
was
Oh, I guess I haven't previewed the rogue yet. Hey.
no, and they it's not even going to be ready for Alpha 2.
Oh, crazy.
The worst.
For the Alpha 2 launch, because it's a persistent testing thing, so they'll wipe the servers a few times, right?
Yeah.
But they'll never drop them, so we can play all year or whatever. But considering what they're doing here, I think it's going to be like a lot of stealthing, and then you run up to your party member stealth, like close range, and then give up buffs
Yeah.
way closer.
Mhm.
So
Or it might be more like debilitating debuffs.
I just like the name of the class, Charlatan.
Yeah, it is a pretty
Yeah.
cool class name. Telesword is not a good class name. Holy.
No, it's not. I think it's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, it is one of the worst ones. There's some pretty bad ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I think the other thing, so strength and so strength we kind of this is a PvE setting. So what do you think, Alex? What do you think about the strength in a PvP setting? How do you think the bard will?
It's like a must-have. It's a must-have in a party. Like there's maybe not a must-have. Like you do have a cleric who has the healing, but just the fact that it's the bard synergizes with
I
chill,
feel like
stagger, and all that. It's just too strong for
there's probably
PvP.
not really any other class that like supports the same way though, right? Like there's probably no other class
No,
that could do like random like damage buffs and stuff. So
No,
no.
it's
I mean,
the
there might be like some abilities, but
and it's the only other class. It's the only class that gives mana to the entire team. If we if you watch the whole showcase, you start to notice that mana becomes a huge issue for the party. Like a lot of the times they're out
Yeah,
of mana or they're having some
they have
sort
to.
of yeah, they have to
right.
like sit down and rest.
Yeah.
And which brings us
I love
to
that. Yeah, I'll probably be playing a bard because then it'll make me the center of attention. Everybody will need me.
yeah, the attention that your parents did not give you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
cut the stream because that fucking
yeah.
that probably hit a home
Why
somewhere.
do you think I
Holy.
want to? Why do you think I want to play bard so bad?
Exactly. But I was gonna jump into the discussion of like resources. There's not a lot of MMOs that like make you track your resources anymore. Guild Wars 2 doesn't. Lost Ark, I mean Lost Ark there's mana and stuff, but a few you get it back by auto attacking, so it's not
I mean,
even
Guild Wars never had resources besides the dodge. I don't think did it.
the thief
Well,
has like a
I mean, there's like
resource.
charges and stuff, but
yeah.
Well, the thief has a
Well,
resource bar actually, but it's not really
and
like a resource bar.
yeah, and Lost Ark, like it's all it. Your mana doesn't really matter unless like you're super hardcore and you know everything about it, about the raid.
I think it'd be nice
And
to. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, it's just Lost Ark is just, if you know everything about the raid and you can do your cycle like 3 or 4 times instead of 2 before you run out of mana, because that's what my difficulty is. But at that
Yeah.
time, where there's a mechanic going on, so you have to back up anyways.
Yeah. So it's like a useless thing in Lost Ark, right? How is it in like ESO and games you play, Daniel?
Um, I'd say ESO is more of a management thing. Like, I don't think you'd really run out unless you're like, really blowing through stuff and not bother. It is weird in ESO because you would actually regen your resources through heavy attacks,
Yeah.
which was
You get
yeah,
stamina.
I forgot that was even a thing. But yeah, stamina and yeah, I'd say it depends. It would be easier to lose all your stamina as a tank, like blocking, for example, versus like a
Yeah.
mage casting spells. Like you'd really have to try. Um, I think it's good that they have resources be more of a scarcity because then it makes you think about what you're actually doing versus just like spamming.
Yeah.
Um, and brings me back to the good old days of World of Warcraft.
It does kind of, yeah.
Because mana was like a huge thing in World of Warcraft. Like, I mean, maybe not be making
Yeah.
it as bad because you'd be out like all the time. If you're playing a mage, you'd basically just be spending half the game trying to get your mana back. But
Yeah, I know in like the early levels of Ion it was a big issue, but then on the later levels it doesn't matter. I think that's like the same thing with every MMO that I've played. Well, Black Desert has like they don't give a shit about resources or anything like that
No.
because like you get it back by auto attacking, and and by the time you get to the next camp, you get your resources anyway, so you can just spam your entire kit over and over again. But in Ion, like the first Ion Classic in the first early levels, if you were a mage or something, you would like run up pretty quickly, and then in the later levels, it just doesn't matter at all. So I'm glad that they're
I like the
bringing
little
back.
animation with the flute. They're really fucking going down on that thing. But he's just like fuck it. You know, like holy.
Yeah.
Just the
I, w-
video just
I
froze too.
wonder. I wonder if the other part is like items. We haven't even heard about items. There's not much about it. Like you have your armor. You have your. Looks like you have a light, medium, and heavy armor. Are those gonna help with mana regen? Is there rings? Is there necklaces? Like kind of like
I mean, I
accessories
really
now?
don't doubt that that would be a thing. I
But
think it'd be
if
cool to have gear pieces that augment abilities further. Actually,
But what if they
Just like-
didn't? What if they just didn't armor didn't really matter? You just either had heavy, light, or medium, and then your weapons did a base damage,
it's
depending on what
it's
level
gonna
you are.
it's gonna have to because if gear didn't matter, there would be no incentive to really grind for anything, and that's like half the purpose of the game.
That's kind of fair.
Well, gear doesn't matter in Guild Wars 2, and the biggest grind in Guild Wars 2 is the fashion.
Mm,
Like people go all out to get the best looking
well,
stuff.
I don't know about that because like me and you are pretty early in the game still, and we get our shit rocked. So
I mean, we get our
there
shit
might be
rocked
something out there that's
in an
changing that.
equalized zone, so there's not going to be a lot of like the
Yeah,
gear's not
fair
going to
enough.
help us in
But
PvP. But
Makes us look better.
those
they're
people are just hackers, okay?
yeah, they're either hackers
Me
or
and Adam played a game where our hold so in PvP and Guild Wars 2, all the stats are equalized. And I wouldn't say I'm like a veteran by any means, but like I think my what you call it, my rotation's half decent.
yeah.
But this guy just like curb stomped all of us, like little like second graders attacking him or something. Like all five of us had to go after this guy to kill him. And like I said, everybody has equal stat. I have no idea how that's even possible. All five of us were like just slugging this guy, and he was just like, he
Fine.
finally dies, and then he types in the chat because he can see the other team's chat. He's like, "Lol, took all you to kill me." I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, how is that even possible?"
I don't know either. I'm also playing on the other side of the world, so my ping's bad. I'm gonna blame it on my
But
ping.
it's like all five of us were slugging that guy. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
understand how that's a thing. But anyway,
I suck at necromancer so far, so that's all I know.
Yeah. I'm awful at the classes I play too. It's just
I'm a pro at
Yeah.
Mesmer.
yeah.
Absolute top 3% of the world, I think. To be
It's
honest.
I mean I
Yeah.
think that's a little wide.
Obviously, that's obviously.
One half a percent actually. I think you're
Yeah.
on the leaderboard for Mesmer.
I actually am, yeah. Top
Yeah.
10.
And your haircut.
Yeah.
I was about to
Top
say,
1%.
look at the
Oh, yeah.
the micro needling is going on up there. I gotta get me some
Oh,
of
yeah.
that. Send me your stuff. I gotta start
You
micro
should send
needling.
him the guy who made your toupee, Daniel.
I should have said him what?
The guy that makes your
Oh, a
toupee.
toupee? That's what I'm wearing right now, actually.
I know. It
It's a
looked like it.
hair system.
It's a hair system.
I have it glued to my head right now. I actually
Yeah,
don't
you
have
do.
any.
I have it stapled to
I
mine.
could bring you.
Installed
I could
now.
bring you an extra toupee just in this style if you want.
Yeah.
We should all wear it.
We can both- uh, but yeah, I was gonna say the bard. And then I have the one more. Oh, the PowerPoint's not working. I was gonna say I have one more segment. Uh, it's a new segment called. Oh,
What? What?
oh, oh,
Screen is crashing? Stream is
no,
crashing?
no, the
Oh,
camera
there it is.
sometimes crash.
Yeah.
New segment's called
Sometimes my butt just stinks,
High Key,
happens.
Low Key, or No Key. So I'm actually like ripping this segment
Oh,
off
okay.
of one of my favorite podcasts. But well, what we're talking about is out of the bard, what we've seen in the bard, are which subclass? So the minstrel, soul weaver, tellsword, magicians, song warden, tricksters, songcaller, and siren. Are we high key excited for, no key excited for, and low key excited for?
Are you talking about which ones haven't been previewed yet?
Well,
Like the subclasses.
like the main arc, like the end game archetypes. So now that we've seen some of the bard, which one are you like high key, low key, no key for? So
Um,
I'll go first just to uh give you the premise. So I'm high key excited for the trickster. I think the bard and rogue go super well with each other. And if I would have to pick a bard, it would probably be I would probably subclass this with the trickster. I am no key
Bobcat.
excited. Well, I am no key excited for the siren, the bard tank. I think it's gonna be utterly useless. And
Yeah.
I'm low key excited for the song caller, the bard summoner,
Are
because I
you
think
sure Siren's going to be? I feel like Siren would be pretty good, to be honest. A bard
uh,
tank.
it just sounds boring to me. It's like useless in a fun way. I mean, it's probably gonna be
Well, I mean, like you're pushing the front and you're buffing everybody, so you're probably not as good of a tank, but you're just like
an unkillable buff machine.
the name kind of scares me though. Siren. Can you imagine that shit?
I mean,
You got some guy charging at you and he's just
that
fucking screaming.
is.
Just I hope there's proximity chat in
That'd be the best.
Siren would be like Siren would be like a medieval heavy metal rocker, I think.
Yeah, probably. I mean, a tanky bard. I don't know. It just doesn't sound appealing to me. But the bard summoner, you
That's
maybe
fair.
like you can summon a band behind you that can like every band member does a different buff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
But
A
that's like
mosh pit.
yeah, exactly. But that's the segments. So you pick something you're high key excited for, no key excited for, and low key excited for. Daniel, do you want to give it a whirl?
Give it a whirl,
um,
Daniel.
Sorry, say it again. Most excited, least excited, and not excited at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no,
Most.
no. Something you're high key excited for. So, uh, and then so you're like you're most excited, a sleeper pick, and then you're not excited for.
Okay. And this is just for the bard, right?
Yeah.
Um. I guess like kind of excited would be like Ranger or Bard Ranger. I don't know what that's called. That'd be interesting to see
The
how that goes.
Song Warden, another awful name.
Ew. Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Most excited. Um, Bard Summoner would be interesting.
You were gonna you. I thought you said the trickster. The
Well,
rogue.
that's the class I want to play, but like I'm not excited for that one because I'm just like, well, I know I'm gonna play it, so whatever. But like I'd like to see what the other ones are before I go for it. You know what I mean? I mean, like a trickster, like I don't know. I'm not excited for it because I can already imagine what the abilities are gonna be. I'm just like, "Well, whatever.
Or whatever.
Okay. And then the one that you're not excited for
That's
at
like
all.
every time you get into a new MMO and you always play tanks, and you're just like, whatever, I'll just play tank. you know? Yeah, whatever. I think the summoner bard or the bard summoner would be interesting.
Yeah.
Can I like summon groupies and stuff? That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Some
cool.
fangirls. Some fangirl.
Yeah, you summon like a dance line.
Yeah,
You
there you
summon
go.
like dancers and stuff.
Dude, that would actually be hilarious.
Yeah.
And then least excited, cleric, just because I hate cleric. I will never play cleric ever in any game.
Oh, that's your no key.
Yeah,
That's your one you're
yeah.
not excited for
I
at all.
don't care to even see it. I'm just like cleric.
Alex, how about
So
you?
I'm actually the opposite with Daniel. I'm high key excited for the Soul Weaver. the
Oh,
bard
okay.
cleric.
What a weirdo.
Just based on skills, I really like it. My no key would be the. I am not interested at all. Was the telesword. I don't
Bard
know.
fighter, yeah.
The bard fighter seems. I think they're gonna get good buffs, and like in the showcase, it showed when you had a certain song on, you had different damage types, which works well with the sword with the fighter.
Yeah, well, as well as the mage, like they said that different instruments will bring in like different elemental effects or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah, and then low key, I think the soul warden, just because I made a skill for it, and I'm excited for ranger. But yeah, those would be the low key high key.
The song warden? You made a skill for the song warden?
Or sorry, no, I did the ranger bard. Sorry,
So
it was
yeah,
the
so
ranger. Sorry. But the song warden, I think, would be kind of cool to see what they do with the like
oh
how
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
skills switch over.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah,
How did I forget that? That was a today thing. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
The
I
mark
did the
system.
ranger bard instead of the bard ranger. That's all.
Yeah. Man,
But
the
I'm curious to see what kind of like if they get a pet or if they uh what kind of songs do they change? Like, do they do a more of a nature song or something, or maybe they turn into like a druid
or
kind of
maybe they get
Do you
like crit effects instead.
yeah.
do you know what the difference is between the instruments?
Nothing right
Uh
now.
your background music, and you're gonna have different skill trees for them. So actually,
Oh, okay.
I was gonna quickly discuss about the skill tree because this is their third rendition of the skill tree. And it's they now they put it into tiers. So you have to spend like X amount of points in your tier one to get to tier two, and then X amount of points to tier two to get to tier three. I'm kind of over the whole skill tree aspect of MMOs. I don't know. I think it's just like a hurdle that we don't really need. But I don't know. What do you
I
guys think
think the
about?
issue with them is that it's so hard to balance them, and then there's always a meta that people will pick.
Yeah, and that's
Because that's always what happened with like World of Warcraft. I mean, I do like skill trees, but I find that there's always, I mean, there's a meta no matter what, but I always feel like, you'll get excluded from raid groups or something if you're not using the specific setup,
yeah, that's why we got to build our
which
own
is
raid
kind of
groups and not care.
kind of
As
lame.
long as they can switch it on the fly, there's not like a $2 thing you have to buy to reset it every time. I hope it's just like you can switch it on the fly.
He already said that you can't switch it on the fly, but you can switch it. So it's
Oh, okay.
so because he says like the whole game is about risk and reward, right? So you have to like live with your choices, right? And that's the thing with skill trees that I don't necessarily enjoy. It does it like you don't know what you don't know. So you pick like a skill tree and you think you're playing the thing that that's the most fun for you, but then you just
Yeah.
don't even like look at the other half of the skill tree. That's why like the Path of Exile has one of the deepest skill trees ever, and even Path of Exile 2, when they showcased it, has a even deeper skill tree. It's just like you're not gonna get to everything, and you should be able to get to everything. And that's why I kind of like the Ion class system, or even um, Black Desert, where you just get skills and you learn the skill as you level up, and you have access to all your skills, and then you pick which ones you like. But we'll just all have to see. But we're pretty much right smack on an hour. Do we have any more thoughts about
The bard's gonna be overpowered.
Bard's gonna be overpowered? Here first, folks. I think it's
You
gonna
really
be.
think so?
Yeah, I think it's
It'll
gonna
be
be.
good.
I think it's going to be strong because he's said that this is a must-have class in any given party.
You
Like he's
have
already
to.
came out and said that it's going to be the most required.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be a bard, and a rogue because you got to find the secret passages, and then
you need a
depending
cleric,
how big the groups, and a cleric,
and then
and
you need a tank.
depending on the group, well, you can a cleric can tank too, I guess. Is it 5 people in a group or 4?
8.
Do we ever 8? So at least you got a lot of people that you can like fill in if you
Yeah.
want.
No, because you in later levels clerics can tank, but in early levels you can't because they don't have any like
No,
taunting abilities. The tank
yeah,
only
they don't
has
have any
taunting.
augments.
Yeah. So you need a cleric to heal you. You need a bard to sustain your mana. You need a rogue if you go into raids to find dungeon like to find the extra loot to min max your raid group. You need what did we say? Tank. We need a tank to get it. That's already 4 classes needed out of the 4
Yeah, out of
classes.
the 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
out of the 8. So
So
I don't know. It's gonna
I don't
be
know how they're gonna mitigate it, but
like those 4 classes are easily going to be the most desirable. Whether they're going to be the best or not, I don't know. But cleric and bard seem to be the front runners for best classes, for
yeah,
sure.
like
Like
with
I
the stagger and the chills and all the PVE and PvP effects that they can do, it's just stupid not to.
it's insane, right? And then why would you need a fighter when you can have 2 rangers?
Yeah,
Because rangers do probably if they all did equal damage, let's say, rangers do better damage because it's you don't have to like dash in, you don't have to
Well,
take anything.
I mean, fighters can also like I can imagine do a little bit of tanking or something.
oh,
Yeah,
probably, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I
I think it's all interchangeable. Obviously, like I think cleric. I just think cleric, tank, and bard will probably be the top 3. But
it
beyond that,
better
I think
be.
it really depends on like scenarios and what you're dealing with. I
yeah,
guess.
and that's kind of where the balancing comes in, right? Obviously, a summoner is going to be a bit better for like sieges because they can make like siege animals or whatever, right? And then a rogue is going to be a bit better for 1v1s and stuff. But the issue comes in when you have to have when you it's there's like have to haves. Like there's I don't imagine a lot of fighters are going to solo
I mean,
content.
do you think a rogue is going to be a have to have? Because yeah, you guys talking about secret passages or whatever, but what if
Yeah.
mage has something similar that they could do, or like some kind of arcane
I
force
don't
field or bullshit?
I don't think they're going that route, but yeah, there could be mages that there could be a mechanic in the mage archetype that makes it so it's a have to have. But they've already said that the rogues are going to be the only one that'll be able to like lockpick, find treasures, and like disarm booby traps and raids. So it's it's not
Yeah,
like I guess it's not technically a have to have because you can do it
yet,
without it, but if you do it without it, it's just like what's the point of doing the
Just
raid?
send Alex first.
Pardon?
right.
He can eat the booby traps, and then we'll
Ah,
just
yes, eat the booty traps. Right.
uh
I see what you
yeah.
did there. He didn't even realize.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right. That's okay, Daniel.
so out of okay, so now we only have out of all the classes that we've seen so far, we've seen. I mean, Alex and I've seen because you have yet to see the bard in
Fine.
its magic. Uh, which one do you think they nailed as like? Which one do you think is their best showcase,
Ooh.
Alex?
I would pick either. I think the cleric had a really good showcase, and so did the ranger. Like one of the two.
I think the
I
ranger is
had
their
a
best one.
yeah, yeah. It's so good.
The ranger's almost like you can throw that into a game right now and it'd be amazing. The ranger does
Yeah,
look the best in my opinion. I
yeah.
think the ranger and then bard and then maybe even
Cleric
the
or
fighter
fighter.
actually. How about you, Daniel? The ones you've seen. Which one do you think?
I didn't watch any of the previews, so I couldn't tell you. This is the first one I'm watching.
I swear to God, you've seen the Ranger and the Fighter.
No, I just saw. I mean, I saw like a few minutes of it, maybe, but
Yeah,
not enough to really give a solid
Oh.
opinion on it.
Someone's got to fire this guy.
I'm gonna start sending you.
No, nobody's fucking even. Nobody hired me. Okay, I'm just.
Yeah, we did. We
Oh,
did,
did
bro.
Yeah,
I think they
paid me.
really nailed the Bard. You know, I got.
The only
Out of
one
all
you've
the
seen.
showcases I've seen, I
That
think
checks out. That checks
Yeah.
out.
out of all the showcases I've seen, Bard is like pretty solid.
I mean,
That checks out. That checks out.
what more can I ask from you? I can't wait to see you in a few days. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're gonna love my company, aren't you?
I'm gonna slap you around. No, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We might fall into some trouble in London, but other than that, we'll be
I can't wait
okay.
to get stabbed in London.
Oh, stab
I'm
you.
gonna
I'm gonna
ask.
stab you on camera. I'm gonna stab you on camera.
fucking stab you on
I'm
camera.
gonna ask some random gangster in London if he knows what Baby Gronk is, and then scold him when he doesn't.
Please don't. Sir, you'll get like 19 people asking you to buy drugs off them, and then they'll be like, "Yo, let me see your phone." So this is what they do. So they'll be like, "Hey, do you want like a hookup or anything? Let me give you my number just in case." And then they'll take your phone, and then they'll just fucking run off with it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I would be giving anybody my fucking phone in there.
I know you tell them to fuck off. That's what I did.
Fuck
actually,
off, cunt.
Fuck off, you bastard, you fucking wanker. I
You
actually
dafty,
Wanker.
you
Yo,
dafty wank.
wanker. Yeah.
you fucking wanker. I actually like chased some guy down because he stole one of my friend's phone like a few weeks ago.
Fuck off, you knob.
Yeah, fuck off, you know.
Fucking knob.
And call people sharks too. That's a good one.
Can I say I'm from Birminghamshire? I'm from Birminghamshire.
Birmingham.
Wow.
It's
I
not
hope you guys have fun.
Birmingham.
I hope you guys don't die.
Birmingham.
That's all.
Birminghamshire.
No, it's
I
Birmingham.
remember I was houseboating last year, or it was 2 years ago, and this guy from the UK came up to us because all the boats were docked, and they were just like docked for the night.
Yeah.
And he comes up, and I have this like shitty fake UK accent. He's like, "Where you from, mate?" And then I'm like, "I'm from Birminghamshire." And then he's like, "He's a fucking phony."
He's
Yeah,
the
because you're
fucking
speaking in an
phony.
Australian
He's
accent,
a
not even
fucking phony. You know what I
even
said to him?
Yeah.
"Oh, shut up, cunt. Fuck you, cunt."
It's very Australian and not at all British, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, whatever. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Anyways,
Australians are just criminal UK citizens.
yes, they are.
So,
Yeah,
Anyways.
apparently.
Sorry to all the Aussies watching, but
Sorry if they're up at this hour. Probably
you
not.
guys, just be glad that you're descended from criminals, because how else would you guys deal with all the fucking spiders and fucking alligators or
Be
crocodiles
glad you're
trying to
descended
eat
from criminals.
kangaroos?
Wow.
What are we
Sometimes.
saying? What are we saying? Okay. On that note, we're gonna. So next episode is probably gonna be 2 weeks from now, probably like August 20th or something. 18th. We'll shoot for, and we're gonna take a preview look at the next showcase, the August showcase, and if there isn't one, and then we'll talk about some of the answers that Steven had for the AMA. I'll pull some of the best questions out and some of the best answers. But for now, thanks for everyone who tuned in and whoever and clips Daniel's quotes, and they're gonna show up in some sort of newspaper a few years from now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Thank you, Aussies, for being descendants of criminals, and we'll see you next time on Gaming the Meta.